Right, tonight, where's the camera? There it is. We're going to be doing quads and a little bit into the hip flexors as well. It's kind of all in one. Quads, big muscle group that runs up the front. Big, powerful muscles that we abuse on a daily basis. They put up with a lot of load. For most people, especially people new to this tonight, it's going to be very, very, very uncomfortable and very painful, okay? That's not me selling it. That's so you know what to expect. What we're trying to do, and again, these first few mobility classes are going to be quite slower because I need to try and explain what we're trying to get out of it, and I'm trying to teach you the techniques involved because again, it's not just a matter of getting a foam roller and just rolling up and down on it, okay? You're really wasting your time if you're doing that, other than, you know, it might feel good, but we're not really getting the benefit out of it. The thing I always try to explain or compare it to, the foam roller and the little lacrosse ball, just imagine you're going for a massage and it's somebody's elbow, okay? You find a knot, you find a problem area, okay? When you get to that problem area, you're trying to get the elbow in and break up all that knotted up tissue. That's exactly what we're trying to use with these tools, okay? So I want you to try and get in that mindset when we're doing it. Without further ado, we'll get straight in, okay? We're going straight onto the foam roller and we're going to be smashing. We call it smashing because that's exactly what it is. We're going to be smashing the quads, okay? So I can talk through the whole thing, so we might as well get in and do something productive while I do my chit chat. Okay, so I want you to start with it right at the top of your leg, right up at that meaty bit, the hip flexor. Okay, and all I'm going to do is just lie on it. And again, camera angle should hopefully let you see what the heck I'm trying to do here. So I'm lying on it, starting at the top. Yep. Now work with me here. Listen to me. I'm not just going to roll up and down. Okay, that alone can be pretty awful. That is not what I'm going to do here. I'm starting at the top of my quads, and I'm going to just go left onto my belly, right, seesawing, back and forward, slowly working my way down the quads. Okay, but what's going to happen while you're doing that seesaw back and forth, that's what we call working against the grain of the muscle. Okay, we're working against it. At some point or other, pretty soon, you're going to find what I'll just call a problem area, as in all of a sudden, you're going to just feel a real pressure spot, okay? You're going to find pain. When you find that pressure spot, there's going to be a lot of them potentially, unless you're very supple, okay? There's going to be a pressure spot. When you find that pressure spot, I want you to hold the foam roller on it, and then I want you to try and apply as much pressure onto it as you can, as much body weight onto it as you can, and unfortunately, everybody, that's going to mean a hell of a lot of pain and discomfort, okay? Now, what you have to make sure that we're doing here with the quads is that the quads are completely relaxed, okay? We're not fighting this. Now, a beginner, you might find that you can't put all your body weight on this foam roller because it's just absolutely hideous, and that's where I'll say suck it up as much as you can. Try to tolerate as much pain and discomfort as you can, and you're going to get more out of it, okay? So what I do, I find that pressure spot. I'm on one right now. It's pretty nasty. I'm holding on it. I'm trying to apply as much weight and pressure onto it as I can while keeping it relaxed. Are you with me? Yep. And then what I want to do is try and smash it even more. So while holding that pressure spot on the foam roller, start lifting the leg up, moving it around, and what happens there is the muscle is going to get smashed around on that pressure spot, okay? You can picture it. It should be pretty damn nasty. Yep, you're with me here. Stick with it. Now, we're going to be spending about 7 minutes on this leg, okay? So quite a long time. You do not move off that pressure spot until the pain starts to ease, okay? And that can take a long time. So the object of this is to smash out, break up all that horrible knotted up tissue. When you've done that, as in there's no longer any pain on that pressure spot, you keep the backwards and forwards seesaw motion going, moving further down your quad, okay? So I've found another bit, and it's awful, okay? And again, it's that awful that I'm struggling to put all my body weight on it, okay? But I'm going to try, and already I'm starting to sweat with the discomfort here, okay? So again, everybody's different. You're going to find your little pressure spots in different areas. So for the first part, I'm holding this new pressure spot. It's horrible, it's very uncomfortable, and I'm trying to just apply more pressure to it. That's the first technique, and we call that pressure wave. Are you with me so far? Pay attention to this because we apply this to every bit that we do with any muscle group. So pressure waving, I'm trying to push down, I'm trying to crush, I'm trying to apply as much pressure to that spot, that problem area as much as I can bear, okay? And it really is a case of as much as you can bear. Then the next thing we're going to try and do is just smash and floss it out. And we do that by holding on the pressure spot and starting to move that leg around. And again, this can be done anywhere on the body by moving around the joint. So that is just going to help contract and relax and crush and break up all that tissue that little bit more, okay? And again, this is nasty stuff. Some people might be okay. Your quads might be naturally supple. But hopefully you're finding plenty of little areas to work on. And like I say, we use these techniques together, okay? We use these techniques together. So again, side to side. And you don't move off, because if you've never done this before, you're going to find a lot of problem areas, okay? You're going to find a lot of pain on the quads. And it's going to take longer than this mobility class to fix them, okay? So rather than trying to do your whole quads in 10 minutes and just brushing over all these sore spots, focus on that sore spot, that pressure spot, that horrible knotted up tissue that you're feeling. Focus all your time on getting rid of that, and don't move downstream. As in, don't move to the next one until you've spent a good bit of time working on the current. Are you with me here? You happy with that? Give us a nod or something, please. I'm getting hee-haw back for you, right? Okay, good. So it's not rocket science what I'm doing. Remember, I'm using that foam roller to work against the grain, and that's why I'm rocking back and forward, okay? That's why I'm going side to side. A lot of people just get the foam roller and just start doing this, rolling up and backwards, and that's horrible. But again, it's not enough. So I've explained so far the pressure wave, getting the pressure down, getting the weight down on that knotted area. And again, for some people, the pain and the discomfort might be quite severe. So if you need a quick break, you take that quick break. But again, you work at your own pace here. And don't be in a rush to try and get the whole quads done here, okay? Don't be in a rush to get it all done. Focus on getting that one problem area fixed before you move on to the next. And that's why, for a lot of us, it's going to take more than just this session to work on that. So we're going to go for a few more minutes and then we'll be done. Now, I've explained to you the pressure wave first. Yep, applying as much pressure onto that area as you can, as much weight down, pushing down, off and on. Another one we can use is what we call contracting and relaxing. And that's tense the muscle up, as in contract the quads, then relax. Contract, and then relax, okay? And that's going to just get broken into even more. Yep, and again, it's just using these techniques together on that problem area. And the idea is here, in the perfect world, yep, there should be zero pain. You should be able to roll your full weight on these quads side to side, the whole way down your quads without any pain whatsoever, okay? That's the end goal here. And the sweat's pulling out of me. Okay, my heart rate's resting rock bottom, but the sweat's pulling out of me. And I tell you now, pain takes a lot out of you, everybody. And it certainly gets that temperature up. 40 more seconds and we'll change legs. Okay, so again, don't be in a rush. Don't think, oh, I'm not even halfway down my quad yet. Okay, like I say, you remember where you left off. You work on that problem area that you're experiencing and you get rid of it. Spend quality time on it until the pain subsides from that area, and then and only then move on to the next one. So again, it's going to maybe take some people, including myself, I'm not shy to admit, I don't do this enough. I'm probably not even halfway down my quad, and I've got a lot of work to go. Yep, I've got a lot of work to go. Right, relax there, everybody. Okay, it's pretty simple what we're trying to do there, isn't it? It's pretty uncomfortable, and again, I'm probably speaking for the majority that it's pretty uncomfortable. Some people might be pretty supple, some people mightn't keep on top of this stuff and you might not be feeling it as much, but I'm pretty sure the vast majority are. If anybody's got any questions on live with this, the techniques that we need to use, etc., please ask me now. So I'm just having a quick breather, letting my dinner go down before I start going on to the next leg and start suffering. But it's pretty simple. All I'm doing here is I'm working from the crease of the hip just below, and again, just slowly working my way down the whole quad until I get to above the kneecap, okay? But for me there on that other leg, I got to about here. So I started here, a few problem areas, I got to about here, and then ran out of time, okay? So this is where you remember where you left off. There's no sense in just rushing and trying to get the whole quad done in 10 minutes. Work on the problem area, get rid of it, and then move on, okay? And again, depending on the severity.
How far out to the side are you going, Johnny?
All the way, all the way.
All the way out to the side?
All the way out to the side, right onto that IT band, and you'll find there's a lot of pain in there. I wouldn't recommend spending time laterally on it, as in completely side on, because you'll just find pain in there anyway on your IT band. And to be honest, people roll on their IT band, and the amount of pain you get, you just don't really get much from rolling your IT band, okay, other than pain. It's a big area of fascia, it's not like muscle. To actually get something out of foam rolling your IT band, you need to probably put that much pressure on it that you would probably pass out in pain, again, for most people I speak for. Okay, so I'll show you very quickly just to show you. So I'm going side to side, and I'm pretty much all the way into the inner thigh, all the way out, pretty much to the side, but I'm not going all the way onto the side, because again, then you're going onto that IT band, and you'll end up holding it there, because for most people, you'll just find nothing but pain around that area. Okay, so I'm starting up in the hip flexor, and there's nothing wrong, everybody, there's nothing wrong with rolling backwards and forwards, okay? It'll give you a good idea. You'll be like, oh my word, right, there's one, there's two, there's three, oh my God, there's four different pressure spots. It'll give you an idea of what you're dealing with, and then get back up to the top and start working your way through it. Okay, so again, it's side to side, and think about that muscle tissue. Okay, I'm just trying to crush it between the foam roller. It sounds nasty, but that's pretty much what we're doing here. Crushing that muscle tissue, ironing it out between the foam roller and the bone in our femur, okay? And we're just getting rid of all those knots. And again, it depends, right, there's one for me. So I've found a horrible spot. So now I'm not really applying my full body weight on it because it's that horrendous. So that's my first protocol. I'm going to slowly try and add more and more. That is horrible. I'm going to try and add more and more weight. And that's what we're calling that pressure wave. I'm just trying to work through it. And again, rock back and forward if you like. Okay, but really focus on keeping on that pressure spot. Okay, it's horrible, everybody. If you're suffering, you're probably doing it right, okay? So with this stuff, I'm always telling you, don't be in pain, don't be in discomfort. This is pain, okay? It's all out pain for most people. And again, the more you can bear, the more pain you can tolerate, the more you're going to get out of this stuff, okay? So now I've been holding that a wee while. I feel I'm getting more weight on it, but now it's time to take it to the next level, where you'll probably see me pass out in a second. It's starting to lift. Oh, yep. Lift that leg, move that leg around in different angles while holding that knotted area. But again, doing my best to relax. And again, I can tense up the quads and I can relax them. I can tense them and I can relax them, and you'll feel that. That's another technique I explained. You'll feel that. Now, I've been holding that a wee while. I wouldn't exactly say the pain's completely subsided, but it's certainly, I'm getting on there now with a lot more weight, and I feel that I've done a good bit of work on it. So I'm going to move down a wee bit. I don't even need to move an inch, and there's another horrendous area. Okay, so again, now I'm just going to work on that, and I'm going to spend 10 minutes, 7 to 10 minutes on this, okay? Not start now, from when we started, don't worry. So again, these techniques I'm trying to work on teaching you here, we apply them to everything, okay? It's not just quad specific. We were doing these same techniques with our lower back on the last session, okay? So again, don't be shy of getting stuck into using the foam roller around your body. But like I said last time, keep that ball away from your spine. And if you're foam rolling your back, don't foam roll your lower back, okay? We don't want to be doing that exposed part of spine. That ain't good. Okay, and if anybody's got any questions about that later, please ask. But again, it's not exactly rocket science, okay? It's just finding that pressure spot, and then imagine that you're in a massage and you've found a knot. What does the person do? They get stuck into it. Okay, they get the elbow in there, they start moving the joint around while holding that pressure spot, just trying to break up all that tissue, okay? So these quads, they get daily use and abuse, and we don't really spend the time needed to keep them at their best, okay? A few more minutes, everybody, a few more minutes, you make the most of it. Again, if you need a quick break, just take your time off it, catch your breath and go. This is just down to you, okay? But it's definitely, if you're doing it right, you should feel the difference that you're making. But again, it's like anything. If you buy an old beat up car, it's going to take a lot of TLC to get it back to looking good. That's kind of what's happening here. Okay, if you've not spent any time or much time looking after your body, keeping on top of this sort of stuff, it's going to take you a long time before you are able to just glide down this foam roller with your full body weight. So I'll be honest, I feel a long way off of that, but that's why we're now doing these mobility classes the way we're doing them. Okay, because it's really going to start taking it to the next level. And it'll start to make you realise that, God, I'm always moaning my knees sore. If you've got knee pain and you're finding nothing but discomfort down your quads, then I'd probably be looking at that. Same with the calves. Like I was saying last time on the lower back, if you've got a problem area, focus on the problem area, of course, but focus on what's up and down from that problem area, okay? So when we've done the lower back, we've done the obliques, we've done the glutes, okay? Same idea here. If you've got knee pain, work on the calves, work on the hamstrings, work on the quads, everything that ties into that knee, because chances are there's something causing it upstream, right, everybody? We're going to relax there. So again, I probably got just above halfway there, okay? So yep, good. I'm seeing some equally sweaty and white faces. So I didn't lie when I said that the quads can be pretty nasty, okay? And hopefully, just from standing up from that, okay, I'm going to disappear off camera, but just you stand up and hopefully you feel the benefit. Even, you know, like I say, I only got to about here. I've still got all that to work, but we're not going to spend the full mobility class or a full hour watching me foam roll my quads, okay? But you can go have a rest, or, you know, after tonight's mobility class, you can crack on and continue, or in a few days' time think, right, I got to there, so now I'll do the next part. Hopefully you're happy with that. You'll probably be feeling a little bit queasy now, because that's very horrible. If you thought that was bad, brace yourself, everybody. I'd probably get your sick bucket on standby. Right, we're going to use the lacrosse ball now, okay? Now, we're not going to use that for what we just done, because that would be disgusting. Now, let me show you. We're going to work around the knee, okay? But don't worry, I'm sitting up. We're going to be lying on this in a minute. So I want you to work around the kneecap, around the quads. You'll be able to see the muscle above the kneecap. We're going to be working on the top of it. We're going to be working on the side, and we're going to be working on the inside also, okay? But we'll do it together because we're going to have to put our body in different positions to do so. Exactly the same rules apply here. Now, a lot of people with knee pain, again, if you find a lot, and I'm pretty much saying 9 out of 10 of you on live are going to be screaming, if you feel a lot of pain in and around this area and you're suffering from knee pain, this is definitely something you want to be getting done more often. So I'm going to do the inside of my kneecap. Again, for most people, that's where the most prominent part of your quad is. You'll find a big bit of meaty muscle there. And all I'm going to do is get the ball. I'm going to put it on the quad right above the kneecap. You see me there? This is as best an angle as you're going to get. And all I'm doing is keeping it. Remember, we don't want to be foam rolling the bone, okay? So I'm on the side. I've got my leg on the side. I've got my leg, my knee is pushing down onto that ball. Yep, and it's the same detail as the last time. Same techniques apply here. Now I'm lying side on talking to you like this so I can talk to you, but now I'm going to get, oh my word, is all I'm saying. Yep, now I'm going to get up on top of it and get that jammed in. Yep, I think for most people, oh, I'm seeing the faces emerge already. Okay, so same detail. I'm moving it around until I find a right nasty spot. You probably won't even have to move it around. Yep, now I've found that nasty spot, what am I doing? Number one, I'm going to try and get as much weight pushed down on it as I can. Yep, applying the pressure. Okay, don't kid yourself. if you're working just outside that sweet spot, as in, you know where the pressure spot is, you know where all the pain is, but I'll just hold just to the side of it because that's just bearable. Don't waste your time, get on the horrible spot, okay? Get on that horrible spot, push down, make sure that it stays nice and relaxed. Apply as much pressure to this as you can. If you can get up and get more weight on it, then do so, okay? But again, try to relax as much weight as I can. And I know it's easier said than done, but try and relax into the pain and discomfort, okay? Don't spend 10 minutes with your face screwed up, okay? Try to relax. Try to separate your mind from the pain. And then just try and get stuck into it again. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to start moving my knee. Start moving my knee around, as in start lifting my leg backwards and forwards. Yep. And again, if you're doing this properly, I'm pretty sure you'll be feeling some nastiness to be had in here. So we're going to spend a few minutes on this side, a few minutes on the middle, and a few minutes on the outer side. So again, make the most of it. And again, take note, if there are real horrible areas, try to take a mental note of them and then work on them in your own time, okay? So again, don't just be lazy about this. It's in your best interest. Move around. Do you feel any more problem spots? Again, I'm working predominantly on the lower quads, right above the kneecap, okay? We shouldn't be rolling on the bone, but I don't want you to go start, taking it too high up. I want you working around the muscle tissue, all that connective tissue around the joint, okay? And again, use the same techniques, the smashing and the flossing, okay? So I'm smashing it down, work around it, try, and again, all I'm trying to visualize here is breaking up all that tied up, horrible knotted tissue, okay? Right, that's enough time on the side. I want you to move onto the top. Okay, so now I'm going to position the ball straight above the kneecap. Yep, not on the bone, just above on the meaty part of the quad. And now I'm just going to get up on top of it. Yep. So nothing hard about that. And then just simple, move it around. See if you can find any problem areas. Now, what I'm going to get at here is I don't want people looking around for problem areas that aren't there. Okay, if you're moving this around and you can't find one, that doesn't mean there's something wrong. That means great, okay, that's really good. So I'm on top now, I'm trying to work around above the kneecap. If you can't find any real horrible, nasty places, find the next best thing or go back to that outside, okay? So mine isn't feeling too bad. Again, I just use myself as a comparison, okay? So I'm not feeling too much pain above the kneecap, but I'm feeling a lot at the side. So if I just go off to the side a wee bit, I can find that nasty spot again. So what am I doing? I'm trying to put as much weight on that as I can while staying relaxed. And then I can lift that foot up, okay? So flex the knee up, take it back down, lift it up, take it back down, and just hold that pressure spot while doing that. And again, if you're doing it right, you'll feel exactly what we're doing, okay? I don't even need to explain to you what we're doing there because you're going to feel it. So again, that's why there's a lot more to it than just flexibility, everybody. If this is all tied up tight, it doesn't matter how flexible you are. Oh, there's a spot. Ah. Again, try that contraction and relaxing one, okay? So try locking the knee out, tensing up the quads. 1, 2, 3, relax. 1, 2, 3. Tense up, hit, and relax, okay? And you can repeat that over and over again. So again, there's more to it. A lot of people just get a foam roller, then lie on it, okay? You just lie on it, roll back and forwards. Right, okay, we're going to take it to the outside of the kneecap, so now you're going to have to get yourself into a kind of weird position. So, again, just kind of folding the leg in a wee bit. Trying to find any pressure spots, any areas that need a bit of work. There's one, and now I'm just going to hold it. Okay, again, if you go right out to the outside and start hitting that IT band, you will inevitably find torturous pain in there. Okay, but again, I want you to try and focus more on the quads. So try and stay away from the tendons and ligaments on the outmost of the knee. Okay, and then I'm finding that pressure spot, and I'm doing the same again. Oh my word. Use the techniques I've explained to you. Smash it and floss it. Get the pressure on there. Work it around. Hold the pressure spot while moving that joint around as well. And again, the key point with this is the more pain and discomfort you can tolerate, the absolute more you're getting out of this one, everybody. Okay? And when I say that, I can say that about pain on this instance. Okay, when we're exercising, I say no pain. We don't want pain. But in this instance, it's pretty sensible what pain is, isn't it? That dull, blunt, horrible sensation, that's the pain I'm referring to here. Shooting pains, anything like that. If you start getting like a nervous twitch in your eye when you're on the quad or something, I would probably tell you to chill out, just watch what you're doing. Okay, we shouldn't be getting shooting pains. That dull, blunt, horrible, crushy kind of pain, yep, that's what I'm referring to in terms of pain. But again, hopefully that'll be common sense. You still know what's right and what's wrong. Right, everybody, we're done on that leg. I'd stand up, I'd let the blood flow, walk around. And then the beauty of this is, because we've got two legs, well, most of us, we're going to do the other one. So we get to do it all again. Okay, so hopefully again, see, just from doing that, you don't need to spend a lot of time doing all this stuff to get the benefit. Okay, hopefully just from doing that, you just feel the tissue around your kneecap is feeling a hell of a lot better. Right, okay, so and things should move a bit better. I'm on to the next leg, and don't worry, this is the last bit of work we're doing. All we've got is one stretch after this, and then we're done. Okay, but again, the beauty of this is if you want to invest more time in it, you know what to do now. Okay. You don't need to wait for me, or you don't need to stop when I stop. So again, get that ball on the outside, the inside of the kneecap, just above the kneecap. I'll show you one more time actually. So I'm placing it right in here, okay? Right on that meteor part. Again, most people have got a good bit of developed muscle there. Again, I'm not wanting to be on the bone of the kneecap. And then I'm just trying to position my body so that I can get as much weight on this as I can. But it's not nice, is it? It's really not nice. So the first part is just exploring around, try to find any problem areas. If you're like me, you don't even need to explore. You just need to put your blooming leg on this thing and it's horrendous anywhere. Right, okay, so now I've found that spot. I'm holding it. I'm trying to apply as much weight to it now as I can here. Okay, so I'm trying to get myself in a position where I can chill out. Okay, the rest of my body can just chill out and relax, and I can just focus on trying to get as much weight of that leg onto this ball as I can. Yep, and then I'm holding that horrible little spot. Once I've been holding it a bit and I feel right, I've got a reasonable bit of weight and pressure on that, I'm going to start, this is the worst bit, moving the knee around, okay? And again, I'm still holding that pressure spot as I do it. And then if you're feeling brave, you can load more weight onto it. And then contract the muscle, relax the muscle. Contract the muscle, relax the muscle. Off and on. And again, if you feel that the area you're working on feels tolerable now, it feels okay, look around for another bit to work on. And that's all we're trying to do with this. So rather than just try and rush and get around the whole area, find that problem area, invest a bit of time trying to work on it, trying to get rid of that pain. Because again, that is the problem. The pain is the problem. We don't want there to be pain. But unfortunately, we have to tolerate the pain to get rid of it. But hopefully using the techniques that I've given you, working against the grain of the muscle, we're starting to break some of this tissue up a little bit. Okay, right, I'm going to move on everybody to the top, so I don't need to get up, but I'll show you anyway. So now I'm moving on. I'm just lying on top of the ball, putting it just above the kneecap again. All I'm doing is working around this area here, the area quad above the kneecap. So I'm getting it directly above, and I'm just going to lie on top of it, get as much weight on there as I can, and then have a wee explore. See what I can find, what nastiness there is lurking in there. And again, some people might not find anything, other people might find nothing but torturous pain no matter where they put it. But again, as soon as you find something, get stuck into it, okay? Hold that spot, crush it. Make sure the muscle group that we're working is relaxed. Get as much weight onto it as you can. Get as much pressure on it as we can, and then lift. Oh. So like I keep saying, hopefully you're starting, if you've done a few of these now, it's just the third one. The third target mobility, we've been using the foam roller and the ball. Hopefully now you're starting to understand, if you've done a few of them now, what we're trying to get out of this, because it's the same techniques apply as the lower back, the same techniques apply as the shins and the lower leg that we've done. It's just I'm on a different area. So please, I encourage you, go ahead, start exploring the rest. I mean, you can do this exact stuff that we're doing right now on the calves. Good luck to you. Okay? You can do it in the hamstrings, you can do it in the glutes, you can do it anywhere. Upper back, chest. I mean, I can lie on this ball, I can put it in at the shoulder. Okay, but again, we'll be working around all that stuff in a cycle. Right, everybody, we're moving to the outside of the leg now. Okay, so the outside of the kneecap, again, where am I going? I've worked here, I've worked above, and now I'm just going to go to the outside. Again, I don't want to go to the extreme onto this area here, okay, because that's just going to be nasty, okay, and that's not really what we're trying to focus on. Right, okay, so this is where we're going to have to just get yourself in a weird kind of position and just get any way you can. And again, just trying to relax as best you can. Once you find a problem area, hold it. Get as much weight on it as you can. Pressure on, pressure off, increasing the pressure as much as you can possibly bear. Once you've done that for a bit, contract, relax the muscle, contract, relax the muscle. Then smash it and floss it by moving the leg around. Yep. And just use those techniques over and over again. Vary them, rotate through them until that problem area starts to subside a wee bit in pain. And again, depending on the severity of it, it might take you more than just this session to get that one area fixed. Okay? So the more damage, the more abuse has been done, the more time it's going to take to fix it. Okay? So I don't want you thinking that foam rolling and all this stuff is just torturous, horrendous pain. It shouldn't be. And one day, if we keep on top of it from now on, we'll get to a point where it'll just feel, yep, this is doing me the world of good, instead of, oh my word. But again, everybody's different. Some people might be going through this and it's actually all right. Other people might feel really, really sick with a level of pain that they've had to endure in such a short space of time. Right, I'm up, everybody. I'm up out of that. Well done. Right, so that's the torturous stuff finished with. Okay, pretty simple, the quads, what we're trying to do, okay? What we've just done there with the ball around above the kneecap, we can do that with the whole quads, okay? But as beginners to all this, you'll probably find you're getting enough just from the foam roller, as in the levels of pain that you can tolerate are probably at a point where we can only really use the foam roller. If we'd done that ball, it would be too much, okay? And we do get things that are a lot firmer than a foam roller, but again, as beginners new to this stuff, the foam roller does the job, okay? The foam roller will eventually get to a point where it's not quite doing enough, and that's where you need the next step up. But again, that's something like a lead pipe, something with zero give in it, okay, like a barbell. But hey, we ain't going into that tonight. So anyway, we're going to finish off with our couch stretch, our sofa stretch, and just stretch out that whole area, pretty much quad up to hip flexor, except we're going to take this one to the next level, okay? When we raise that foot up, we're going to raise that foot up. I want you to have the knee directly underneath the foot now. Usually I give you a bit of leeway and let you have your knee out a bit from the wall. This time, so if you're doing it on the sofa or up against the wall, make sure you've got a good bit of cushioning for your knee. I'm going to push the knee up. In fact, to tell you what, might as well just move this side on so you can see us now. So I want you to make sure, you've got that foot elevated on the sofa, up against the wall or whatever, I want you to make sure that shin's vertical, okay? You're not sitting like this. That shin is as close to that wall as you can get it, and that's where you're going to need a good bit of cushioning. Then I'm going to get on my hands. I'm going to bring this leg through in from the lunge position. And this is now where we all work at our own pace, okay? I'm going to talk you through it. All I want to do is try to get myself up so that I'm vertical, as in, but for most people, you're going to have to work through that, okay? So I want you to keep your pelvis neutral, as in don't give off to the side, and I want you to slowly start working your way up. So for me now, if I rush this, I'm going to lose form and I'm going to end up with that tilted pelvis. So I'm trying to keep my pelvis nice and neutral, nice and balanced, okay? And over time, it's going to start loosening off a wee bit, okay? So here at this point, I'm getting a hell of a good stretch in my quads. Hip flexors starting to come into it now. What we mustn't do, if you look at me now, side on, spine, see this? What do we call that? You should start to know by now. What do we call that? Overextension, okay? We're overextending the spine. We're putting a lot of pressure on our lumbar region. We do not want that, okay? So that's why it's important that you don't start coming back beyond what this is able to let us, okay? So the focus is on stretching this out, maintaining good form as I do so. It is not overextending because this is tight. So you'll overextend your back if this is so tight and you're trying to go further than you're able to. That makes sense, I hope. So I'm holding it here. I'm feeling a good stretch. It's uncomfortable, only holding it for a couple of minutes each leg. So make the most out of it. I'm trying to glute bridge my hips through almost. Again, if you start to feel your lower back starting to overextend, don't go any further. Ease out it a bit and restore that nice neutral spine and neutral pelvis. Okay, so you were really going for this. This is the last stretch of the day. The last bit of work for the day. Push the hips through. Hopefully in the 2 minutes that we're holding this, the position you started in and the position you finished in is an improvement. Okay, hopefully it's an improvement. But again, it's important we try to get that knee nice and close to the wall now because we're taking it to the next level. Yeah, at the cost of a lot of discomfort probably, but again, try to relax. So push through. Last few seconds, I want you to really go for it, but again, go for it by pushing the hips forwards, not by leaning back and overextending that spine. Oh, it's a nasty one too, isn't it? Right, relax there. Relax. Change legs where you are. Okay, and this is where you'll find if there's an imbalance. This is where you'll find if one side's severely tighter than the other. So again, when you're setting up, make sure that knee is directly underneath the foot and the shin's vertical, as in that knee is as close to the wall as it can be, sofa, whatever it is you're using. Make sure you've got a good bit of cushioning underneath the knee. And then bring this leg forward into that lunge position. And then all I'm trying to do is bring myself up gradually, okay? So this side's feeling a hell of a lot tighter, I can tell you that for nothing. So I'm holding here now, because why? If I try to rush it, what's happened? Look at the state. Look at the state of my spine. I'm overextending, okay? I'm going to set myself up for a right mischief, and I'm going to hurt myself. So I'm pushing through with the hips. I'm feeling that stretch in the quads and the hip flexor, okay? And I'm slowly working my way up, but I'm working my way up by pushing my hips through and trying to release some of that tension in the quads, okay? I'm not forcing myself up so that I'm like this, because that is wrong. Last bit of work for the day, everybody. Might as well start saying it's going to be 40 minutes, because let's be honest, 20 minutes ain't going to happen. And I do apologise if people are here on a strict time limit thinking, God, we're supposed to be done 20 minutes ago. This idiot always goes like double the time he says he will. I just enjoy it that much. Good, so hopefully you've got something out of it again. I could rush it. We absolutely could rush it. I could show you the movements very quickly. We could spend 2 minutes on each leg, on each part, and be done. Okay, but I would rather spend a good quality bit of time getting more out of this, okay? Especially in these early days when everything's still new and people aren't quite sure what we're trying to do with things. So again, I'm trying to go for this, and everybody's going to be in a different place. Beginners, you're going to be more forward. Advanced, you're going to be a lot more vertical. Me, I'd say it's somewhere in the middle with this leg. This leg's real jammed up. So this is where we're going to start to learn more about our body. Last few seconds, push through with those hips. Really get that stretch to the max. Good, and I want you to relax slowly out of that. Okay, now I want you to stand up and see if you can feel a difference. See if you can feel a difference, okay? And when I say that, you should just feel like everything's a bit more supple. Everything just feels better, okay? And again, bear in mind, most of us didn't work the full length of the quads, okay? We've bookmarked in our head where we got to roughly, where we got the work done to. Then next time, which is probably going to be in your own time, you're going to continue where you left off. So again, if you feel you've got a lot of work to do, and I would definitely say most people with quads, most people who push their bodies hard, yep, everybody on here, your quads will probably need a lot of work, okay? So start now, don't be put off by it, and rest assured, the more you do this, suddenly you'll find yourself going, geez, I used to wince at just putting the slightest bit of body weight on this foam roller. Now I can put it all on, okay? And I'm not getting a hell of a lot. Things come and go, okay? It doesn't mean to say that, you know, what was there tomorrow? No, what? Forget it. Just forget it. Okay, problem areas come and go. You might well get more as time goes on. So keep on top of it. And again, we're just going to cycle through all the main areas, but the beauty of this target stuff is we can pretty much do it anywhere. One thing I did want to mention, because I know there's people completely new to all this, that I mentioned last class. Foam roll, any part of your body, okay, you can learn to use it. Foam roll, all the little nooks and crannies, that's when the ball's better. So see the likes of your back, a good one, good example is foam roll in my back. Oh, right in at the wings, you might feel a lot of little problem areas, but the foam roller's just not quite getting in there. That's whether you would then get the ball and it's going to get stuck in there all the more. However, foam roll in the back's great, but don't go if you picture the human skeleton, if you are indeed human. Okay, I might not be. Your rib cage ends round about here, and then that spine is just floating into it. There's nothing around it supporting it. So you don't want to start rolling the spine at the lower back, okay? We do not want to do that ever. So it's okay to roll it because up here, it's protected by the rib cage, okay? You don't want to roll the actual ball on any part of it. But what I don't want to do is start to foam roll this area here, okay? Because that's just pure pressure and weight on the spine itself, which is not good, especially, you know, if you have got problems with your lower back. Anyway, we're done here. Quads, hip flexor area, done, smashed, literally smashed. And it was pretty brutal for most people, so hopefully, again, you've learned something from that. And again, the techniques, I'm just going to keep talking you over them as the time comes. Find that problem area, push the pressure down on it, pressure on, pressure off, pressure on, pressure off, contract the muscle, relax the muscle, contract the muscle, relax the muscle, and then smash it and force it by moving the joint around. So again, for example, let's say I'm doing my triceps, I'm lying on the ball, I've found a problem spot, I'd move the arm around, that's going to help smash and floss through. All I'm trying to do is break up all that horrible tied up tissue, everybody, and let it flow, freely flow the way it should be, because it should. Okay, thank you very much. It's never too late to start looking after your body, okay? And just because you don't have problems with your knees, your hips, etc., doesn't mean to say you don't do this stuff, okay? Prevention is better than cure. And hopefully if you felt there was a lot of pain in there, it's opened your eyes up to just how much you need to keep on top of your body and how much you abuse it, and you might not even realise it, because it's a very resilient thing. But one day it'll eventually give in if you're doing stupid things to it. Thank you very much. Have a good evening or a good day, depending on when you're watching this. And feedback is always welcome. Thank you. I'm going to have to crawl to the camera.